Hey, what's up everybody, it's Charles and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have another fun episode for you guys that you definitely don't want to miss. Now, we've done a bunch of videos on Giannis Antetokounmpo. Really, we've done a bunch of videos defending Giannis Antetokounmpo is really what we've been doing. We recently did a video that did pretty well where we were discussing some of the comments that JJ Redick made because he was defending Giannis against Stephen A. Smith. Because for whatever reason, it seems as if Giannis is continually disrespected. People always try to find a way to cut him off at the legs. I really don't understand it. It's not like as if I've seen players who are not as good as Giannis get more praise and get talked about more. It's really, really unbelievable how things work. Like dudes that are really not that good get more coverage than the dudes that are actually balling out. And for me, for people still to be finding ways, especially in the media, to not give this guy his props, you're making yourself look bad. But however, there's one person in media who's a prominent voice who seems to have had enough of it all. And that person is Shannon Sharpe. And Shannon Sharpe has been one of the few voices out there that has really come to the defense of Giannis Antetokounmpo. And yesterday we were listening to I was listening to a segment that they were having on Undisputed. And they were talking about the performance that Giannis Antetokounmpo had when he dropped another 50-piece, for God's sakes. Another 50-piece. And I think as we currently speak, he's the guy leading the NBA in scoring. So they were asking the question, who is the best player in the world right now? So for those of you guys who missed some of the comments that Shannon Sharpe had to make in the defense of Giannis Antetokounmpo, take a listen to some of the things that Shannon Sharpe had to say about Giannis here. Take a listen to some of that.
Is Giannis now separating himself from the rest of the league as the best player on the planet?
We had this conversation at the start of the year. Everybody was talking about KD and this guy and that guy. Who did I say was the best player in the NBA, Skip?
And you were wrong. You're wrong now.
Old freak.
Yep.
Old Greek freak.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did it.
Well, he can freak the Lakers, but that's...
He freaked Indiana last night?
Yeah.
Did you know?
That's big.
Hold
Way
on.
to go.
Let me ask you a question. Did you know who's leading the NBA in scoring?
Huh.
I'll give you one guess.
Huh.
Doo-doo-doo. Man, go ahead and get this before the time run out.
Huh.
You know who it is.
Where's Kevin Durant been? On ice?
29.
Mothballs?
The best ability is availability. That's not Giannis's fault. 29, 11, and 6. That's what he's doing right now. And on the defensive end, he's about to do something no other player's ever done twice. MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. Has any other player ever done that more than one, Skip Bayless? I didn't think so. That's where he's at.
So he's far and away best player on the planet.
If you take the totality of what he does, offensively and defensively, absolutely. It's not even close. Now, this is what he did last year to your guy. Against Kevin Durant in a 7-game series, he went 32 and 13. And then he said, you know what? I can go to an even higher level than that. And he just did it last night. At some point in time, you're going to have to get a man his credit, Skip. I've acknowledged it. You know I'm the biggest LeBron James fan. But Giannis Antetokounmpo right now is the best player in the NBA. He is the best player. And I think it's about time you give him credit. Now, I can't let you keep blaspheming and putting scorn on this man's name. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Skip.
I haven't spoken.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself because what you're about to spew is not right, Skip. It's not right.
Spew a whole bunch of truth all over your argument as usual.
All I know, if Kevin Durant would have had a 50-piece in a closeout game in the NBA Finals, it would have been stuff of legends. And we barely mention this man. What Jordan did in the Finals when he got 45, we talk about that. What other guys have done in NBA Finals game, we barely mention this man 50-piece in a Game 6 clinching game, Skip. Why is that?
Here's the irony in all of this. I have noticed that the more Giannis gets disrespected and overlooked in the media, the more people support him. The people that really support Giannis are the fans. For some reason, Giannis has been able to garner so much support from fans all around the world. He is the definition of an international superstar basketball player. He has followers all over the world. You're talking about the United States, I'm sure in Canada, definitely in Europe, definitely in Africa. I mean, Giannis has this following that's very unique. I think fans are now falling for the games, and I think they're seeing through the games that the media is playing. And I think people are beginning to understand that these guys are just finding ways to not give him his props. People are believing their eyes and not believing what you're telling them. Even if you listen to Skip Bayless yesterday as he was trying to make a case against Giannis, the argument that they're making is so stupid. Giannis is not the best player in the world because of what? Because he doesn't shoot. Listen to what you're saying. He's not the best player in the world because he doesn't shoot mid-range jump shots. So help me understand. According to that line of thinking, so DeMar DeRozan is better than Giannis then. DeMar DeRozan can hit jump shots mid-range. Devin Booker must be better than Giannis Antetokounmpo then because he can hit jump shots. Paul George must be better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. Because, I mean, what type of logic is, when you sit back and unpack some of the things that people are saying, the arguments that they're making against this guy, you will realize that this is just a bunch of hot air. There's no credible reason for you to say that Giannis is not the best because he doesn't hit mid-range jump. You tell me, and Shannon Sharpe made a good point, you tell me, of all the other players in the NBA, how many of them have a legitimate chance of winning the regular season MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year in the same year? Name them. Who are the players that can do that? There are only like probably 3, maybe. I can think of Giannis for damn sure. Maybe if LeBron was younger, probably him. Kawhi Leonard, if he was healthy, but he already won 2 Defensive Player of the Years. If he played a full season, had a good record, I think he could do it. But that's pretty much it. Who else can do it? So when people try to come out there and say, oh, you know, Giannis is to me personally, I think you got the people that do this are making yourselves look bad. To me, Giannis is not my favorite player, but I respect the hell out of him. Why? Number one, I respect him because of his approach that he's taken towards his career. This guy realized that he literally had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. There are only 450 jobs in the NBA. You would have a better chance going out there making millions of dollars doing something else than wasting your time trying to go to the NBA. The chances of you getting to the NBA are so slim. You'd be better off starting a business, learning how to do business, and go start your own business and make money in a much easier way. It is so competitive to get into the NBA. There are only 450 spots per year. Think about that. There are only 450 spots. This guy got to that spot. He got into the NBA. He said, you know what? I'm going to make the most of this opportunity. And that is exactly what he did. I love the fact that he capitalized and he's making the most of the opportunity that he has in front of him. The most. The other thing I like about him is he's not about the nonsense. Giannis is a very simple guy, and I think that is refreshing to a whole lot of people. Not everybody is trying to see you stun on him. Some people are not interested in watching you flat. Some people don't care about that. There's some people that love that, and there's nothing wrong with it, by the way. There's nothing wrong with looking good and, there's nothing wrong with that. But there are a group of people out there that gravitate to Giannis because he's a very simple guy. He's like a blue-collar worker that's a superstar. He's a very simple guy. He just goes about his business and does his job. That's why when he was becoming a free agent, people were speculating that he was going to leave the Milwaukee Bucks and go to another market. I said, you guys are absolutely wrong. He was not going to leave Milwaukee. People thought he was going to go to New York, Miami. People were talking about the weather. I said the weather is not something that moves Giannis. Giannis is not moved by the weather. That's not the thing that really gets his engine going. And to me, I think it's just ridiculous. People are making these arguments against Giannis that they never made against Shaq. Why? We never compared Shaq to Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, Ray Allen, Allen Iverson, all of these wing players. So why are we doing it to Giannis? And he's talking about he can only be the best mid-range jump shot if he hits it. Are you best player? Are you freaking? Y'all realize he's actually averaging virtually the same amount of points as Kevin Durant. You do realize that, right? Kevin Durant is unstoppable, but so is Giannis. They're unstoppable in different ways. They both dominate a game, but Giannis is totally dominant. If you look at a box score and you look at the stats, Giannis can dominate every single category. Now, he's not going to be a great free throw shooter we get you, but that guy can go out there and get you. Giannis can get you 40 and 20 and 10. He is that and 5 blocks. Like, Giannis Antetokounmpo is a hell of a player, and I think fans are starting to see through it. People are not falling for the okie doke, and I'm very happy that Shannon Sharpe said it. And what is interesting about what he said is this. He said, what is going on? What is this? Why are people doing this? And the day we get an answer to that question is the day we're going to understand what's really going on. He said, what is going on? Y'all, somebody will answer that question. Why are they purposefully hating on this dude? There's no real reason for this. Why is it when Shaq was, and I love Shaq. Why is it when Shaq was playing, nobody did this to him, but when Giannis does it, all of a sudden we want to play these games with him? Why is that? And let me tell you guys what's going to happen. Those in the media that like to play this game with Giannis. If you guys are not careful, and this guy continues to win, don't be shocked because he's going to be elbowing people out of that top 10 and that top 5. If you keep joking around, Giannis will end up being a top 5 NBA player if he keeps winning champ. Y'all keep playing your game with this dude. You can only hate for so long. But if this guy keeps winning MVPs and Defensive Player of the Year and wins more championships, he's going to be knocking some dudes off. He's probably going to have a better career than Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, all of them. If we keep hating on this dude, his fan base is going to keep growing. Giannis has a global following, as well as a following in the United States. You're hurting yourself by not giving this guy more props. He is that good. And the only argument that people are talking about is that he can't hit a freaking mid-range jump shot. Are you freaking kidding me? That's the best?